plane crash that killed Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister and 4 others progresses, there are more and more skeletons that are tumbling out. Authorities are now examining the black box. And it's important to note that this was the aircraft's second landing attempt after the pilot had confirmed that the runway was visible. So what happened in those critical moments in the cockpit with the runway in sight? These are the questions that still remain. Equally alarming is that there was no mayday call that was made from the cockpit. According to sources, the pressure to land the flight on time was there, and Ajit Pawar, remember, was also known for his punctuality. But was there a rush or not to land on schedule? These questions still remain. All of these answers will come with the investigation so far. Was the Baramati airstrip even equipped to handle such a hasty landing? There are questions that are emerging on the Baramati airstrip itself. Let's decode this further. These are exclusive reports that we have. First up, let's take a look at the VIP air travel and the pressure that it puts on the flight operations. While it may seem seamless, behind the scenes, it actually comes with a lot of hidden risks. So let's talk about what are these risks and what are these conditions that are being looked at by the officials. So it carries a higher risk because these are scheduled airlines. Sometimes they're not scheduled at all, and these are sudden flights that are brought in to the schedule. They also use regional or semi-prepared airfields, which is why it poses a higher risk as well. Apart from that, many a times with these VIP travels, it is in the limited landing aids available. So these are smaller airfields which can come with its own set of challenges. There is also a greater reliance on visual flying, and marginal weather could mean that it goes into the high-risk zone as well. There are tight schedules of the VIPs as well that are to be kept in mind. Whether this was also one of the reasons that they wanted to land, despite the first time around not being able to land the second time around, were they landing because of any kind of schedule pressures? Those are also some of the issues that the investigators are looking at. Apart from that, as far as the VIP travels are concerned, short notice bookings as well. But let's talk about how the plane crash of a parliamentary standing committee had also warned of the serious gaps in India's civil aviation safety framework. So let's talk about these gaps that have been flagged before but had not been worked on. So they had specifically highlighted the risks that are linked to fast-growing private and charter aircraft segment. In fact, this committee report that was chaired by MP Deepak Mishra was tabled in the parliament in August last year. So let's take a look at what the report actually warned about. Let's get you the details of what this report actually says and what are the red flags that it actually spoke about. One is, of course, that the non-scheduled aviation is growing faster. There is a higher demand for these charter planes, and that puts a lot of pressure. Apart from that, another warning that had been raised by the committee report is also that the DGCA is facing a severe manpower shortage. There is a sudden increase that we are seeing with the non-scheduled aviation flights, but the DGCA does not have enough staff for that. So the regulatory capacity is not in tandem with the expansion that we are seeing in aviation. That is what had been red flagged already. So there was a maintenance oversight that had also been mentioned in the report, going on to say that it needs to be strengthened. And of course, the safety management systems have been poorly implemented. It had been mentioned in the report very clearly. Also going to speak about pilot fatigue, saying that there should be a greater focus on the pilot duty time, and the fatigue monitoring currently is absolutely weak. Apart from that, this report had also flagged the operational control structures, saying that it is inadequate to handle the kind of air movement or the air traffic that we are seeing. And there is a need for stronger autonomous regulator in this regard as well. So this report had been tabled in August 2025. So Viewers Times Now is on ground zero at the crash site. We now expose these glaring lapses at the Baramati airstrip, where Ajit Pawar lost his life. Take a look.
This is that Baramati runway on which Ajit Pawar, the Deputy CM of Maharashtra, his chartered flight was supposed to land over here. Now, what exactly went wrong? We are here to basically study what exactly is an uncontrolled tabletop runway and what exactly may have gone wrong at the Baramati runway. You can see on the sides of this runway as well. My video journalist Anish Shinde is showing you these visuals. This is the starting point of the runway. On the side of the runway, there are no markers over here. No markers mean no instrument landing facility provided to the pilot in command. So the pilot in command who is landing at this runway has to depend on whatever he's seeing, that is his visual capability as well as his manual capability to land over here. No advanced navigation technology being provided to the pilot in command to land.
In fact, we have a response from the Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu as well, who maintains that this airstrip had all the required facilities as is mandated for flight training organizations, but also says that this was only an airport that was used by the non-scheduled operators and not for commercial aviation.
These are the airstrips which are being used for flying training organizations, and whatever is required for an FTO and that base, they have been there. And this is an airport which has been used by NSOPs, not commercial aviation. The things that you're saying, when we license it to become an airport for commercial aviation, there are certain requirements which we ensure that these facilities are there. But this has been used by NSOPs and especially for the flying training organization. So whatever is required on that side has been there. And the airport for NSOPs has been used for quite some time also now.